Hello, in this video we are going to demonstrate the second and the most complicated way of creating Camunda application. And this way, in this video, we will demonstrate you how to create a Java project that incorporates all the resources necessary for deployment in the Camunda execution engine. Firstly, you have to download the. Firstly, you have to type this URL in your browser and navigate to the online documentation of Camunda, and then you have to choose the relevant Camunda version. Actually, I will choose 7.15. Then under user guide, you click on process applications. Here is a short description about what we are going to create. And now we are interested in Maven templates, which are actually ready, which actually some kind of templates for automated production of the projects. So you have to copy this URL and then go to the Eclipse development environment. Of course, you can always download Eclipse from the official website. So in Eclipse, you click on Windows, then on Preferences. On the left menu, you go to Maven Archetypes. I have already installed this archetype, but the course of actions is the following. You click on Add Remote Catalog. You paste the URL. You add the name, and then you click OK and apply and close. So the system downloads the archetypes, and then you create a new project by clicking on New Project. You choose under Maven, you choose Maven Project, Next, Next. Here you filter, you type Camunda in order to filter out the irrelevant results. You unclick the show the last version of archetype only, because we want to choose the version 7.15, and we choose the archetype with the artifact ID Camunda archetype servlet war and the correct version, not the demo, which is right here. We click on Next. We choose a group ID and an artifact ID, and we click Finish. So as you can see in the Package Explorer window, a demo project is generated with a structure underneath it. So the most important folders is the Java folder, which contains your Java source code, the resources folders. Underneath of it, it's an empty process, and this XML file contains all the resources that accompany the project. We have some test folders, and this pom.xml file in which all the building instructions and configuration settings are written. Before we build this project, we have to do a couple of things. First, we double click on pom.xml file. We don't need to run some tests, so we add this line over here, and actually we add an updated the updated version of the Maven War plugin in the plugin sections, which is at the top of the document. It's right over here. So we add these lines. Okay, we save the file. Then in the process.xml file, we double click it, and we add our only resource at this time, which is the process.bpmn file. Okay. So we add this line here and we save the file. Now we're ready to build the file. So if we right click the .xml file, we choose Maven, no, sorry, run as, Maven install. The build is successful, and underneath the target folder, this demo.war file is created. We are going to copy this file from our local folder to the web apps folder that's located inside our Camunda installation in the web server. Before this, just we are going to create a simple process. If we want to use a Camunda modeler for editing the .bpml files, we just have to right-click on the file, open with. I have already done this, but the procedure is the following. You click Other, then on External Programs, you click Browse, you find the modeler, open, and then you click OK, and the next time you double-click on Process BPMN, the Camunda modeler will be used. So we have a blank process, and if we want to create something, we use a standard, our standard procedure. So if we want to create in the immediate task on process, we click on the task, on the append task icon, and then we click on the gateway icon. Again, we insert another task, then another task, and we finish with the terminal nodes, the two branches. Here we define the type of the task by clicking on the range tool. So this will be a service task. This task, when this task is activated, Java code will be executed. Here we have an exclusive gateway, meaning that either this branch or this branch will be executed depending on a variable. So here we just put two manual tasks. So we will leave it for a moment, and we'll get back. We will get back. So we will write the code that will be executed when this task is activated. So we turn on Eclipse. Under the Java folder, we add a new Java class. So here, new Java class. Okay. Our Java class name is read sensor. It will be just a Java class that creates a variable. We have to define, the only thing that we have to do is we have to define the Java delegate interface. This class has to implement the Java delegate interface. So we click on add, we type Java delegate, okay, and we click on finish. So the new class is created. We have the execute function, which is the main body of the class. Now it actually does nothing. So we can, for example, set a variable here. So we use execution, the execution variable, which actually gives us handling the execution in the process execution engine. Set variable. we put the variable's name, for example, sensor reading, and we can put a value, for example, okay, true. If we want to make it random, we can always use import the java.util random class, create a random variable, and then use it to produce random Boolean variables. Just okay, we save it and we are ready to go. Then we have to assign this class to the task that we have created in the Camunda. So we open the Camunda modeler. When we click on the task, on the properties panel, under details, we have this implementation field. We click on the drop-down menu and we select Java class. Here we must provide the name of the class. So we follow this scheme. We have to write initially the name of the group ID and the artifact. So artifact ID. So here we enter ICGR demo, and then we type the name of the class, which is read sensor. We type a name. So when we start our process, this task will automatically be activated, and the code, the Java code will run, and the outcome would be to set a variable called sensor reading, to set a Boolean value on this variable, and then we will use this variable to select a branch. So we double click on the first branch. This will be the true. This will be the branch that will follow if the variable is true, and this will be if the variable is false. We click on the arrow and on the branch. Inside the properties panel, we have the condition type. We choose expression, and then we just type hashtag curly bracket. We copy and paste the name of the value of the variable, and we do something similar to the other branch. We have condition type expression. Here we type hashtag curly bracket, not, because we want the opposite result, and we close the bracket. Finally, we assign, we give a name to the two manual tasks. Here the name is positive value, and the assignee is a guy called demo1, and here is the negative value. And the assignee is a guy called demo2. We save the process, we close Camunda, and we are ready to build our project. Right click on the pom.xml, and we run as maven install. Okay, the build is successful. So the next thing that we have to do is to copy the newly updated demo.wr file to the folder located in the web server. Okay, this is the folder, the local folder, and this is a folder in the web server. Okay, this is a target file, and I just replace the file in the destination. Okay. So if we want to test our installation, we have to, an easy way is to use the web tools of the web platform. So we have to open the Camuda cockpit, click on more, these deployments, just refresh it. So our demo project has been uploaded. If we click on this, you can see that this is the process that's going to be executed. If we want to start the process, we can go to the Camuda task list. As you see on the left, there are no pending tasks. Start process. We find demo process. Click on it. We don't need a business key right now. We click on start. So, okay, the first task is not assigned to anyone because it's an automated task, but as you can see, it produces a negative value. So the process followed the branch that the negative value branch, and here we have this manual task that is assigned to a user called demo2. If we don't have to write to complete the task, but if we want to, we just click on the next, we claim the task, then complete, and the process is completed. If we start another process, by the same way, another negative task is created, and we can complete it using the same procedure.